Hey there guys, welcome back to Coptalks and another video. Today's episode is going to be an update on my everyday carry. Now, a lot of things have changed since I made that video, and that video wasn't even that long ago. But a few things that have, been added and taken away, and then also my editing skills have gotten better, so I figured it'd be a good idea just to do another one. So, let's get this cleared off and we'll go through each item one by one, starting with the flashlight. Now the flashlight. It's a very humble tool, right? But in a critical situation, or even just an everyday situation, a flashlight can be an extremely useful device. This one in particular is a Streamlight ProTac 2 AAA. That means it takes 2 AAA batteries. It has about 130 lumens, also has a strobe function, has a pocket clip. Overall not too large, though they do make a smaller model, I believe, that takes 1 AAA battery, and they also offer AA versions. I personally replaced this one with some lithium batteries. They're probably going to have to be replaced pretty soon, but I've had this particular light for almost 2 years. This thing has been a phenomenal flashlight. It's not very bright, but I'm not expecting a whole lot of light out of a slim package like this. This is kind of like my urban little flashlight. It works great for around the house. If the power goes out whenever I'm at work, or if I'm in somebody's office, if I'm looking for something in the car, this thing definitely serves its purpose just right. I got this one for about $28 on Amazon, and it's been just a joy to carry and use ever since. Moving on, my watch, right? Now this is a Suunto Traverse Alpha. It's part of their core series of watches. This is still the NATO 20mm watch band that they use, and it's got basically, the Suunto reliability compass in it, integrated. It also has weather alert functions and things like that. It's a fairly bulky watch, but it has a lot of functions, and I love the way it looks. It's also extremely durable and waterproof. It's just been a joy to carry and use. I like wearing it. It doesn't scream "look at me," but it definitely is also very well made and just looks good. So this watch was probably about, I think, $450 whenever I purchased it. It's been a joy ever since. It is rechargeable. It does come with a USB charger cable that kind of clips on. The battery does last for about a week or so if you're not using the GPS function, because this does have GPS integrated in it as well. And not in the traditional sense. It basically just displays an arrow saying, like, if you mark a location, it just has an arrow pointing like, the location you marked is that direction, just start walking that way, and it lets you know when you get there. Anyway, Suunto Traverse Alpha, great watch, awesome quality. A new addition is this Saw Shemagh from Superesse, or Superesse, I'm not sure how they pronounce their names, but this is kind of a small handkerchief that they make, and it's larger than their regular handkerchiefs, because you can also kind of use this as a head covering and things like that. You can use, this is all actually fire tinder along here, so you can actually use this to start a fire. It does feature an integrated pocket right here, and this is actually a Kevlar saw. So that is kind of a cool feature. You can pull that out and use it to saw through restraints and things like that. So it does kind of have some sear capabilities, and it's just kind of nice to have a full cotton handkerchief with you. So this was about $56. Definitely check them out. They have some really good quality stuff. Tourniquets. So I've kind of been going between two. So of course we have the North American Rescue Combat Application Tourniquet, or the CAT Tourniquet, and then we also have TacMed Solutions Soft T Tourniquet. So this is their soft T. It's got a metal windlass and everything. It's very, very well built, very nice tourniquet. It just doesn't pack as well, in my opinion, as the CAT tourniquets. I mean, look how thin I can get that. And then this one's a little bit, it's also a little heavier. So if I'm just throwing this in my back pocket, which is generally where I carry it, or a hip pocket in my 511 or Vertex jeans, I generally go with the CAT. Always carry tourniquet. These are two that I really kind of default to. So wallets and pen. This wallet is not so much a wallet, it's a card wallet, holds cards. I got a Fisher Space Pen in here, a little notebook, some spare cash, things like that. And generally I have like a small lockpick kit in here. Yeah, right there. Kind of taped up with gaffer's tape. And I got ID card, secondary ID card and everything, and it's just real nice, well-made leather from Jackson Wayne. Good little EDC, breaks in very well. I love the leather quality on this. It's very nice. And we got my regular wallet here. It's kind of just what you see is what you get. It holds a lot of cards. It's got pockets for cash, things like that. And one thing I actually got with the purchase of that handkerchief from Superesse or Superesse, whatever, is their business card, right? And so this business card kind of just details what they do and what they make, and it's got a 25% off promo code, which is sweet. But it also came with Morse code on the card, and then their in case of emergency contact, you can actually write it on there. I thought that was really cool, and that's a cool addition to a business card and really makes you want to hold on to it. So that's in my wallet. And of course in my wallet I also have like a multi-tool card and stuff, and this kind of also acts as RFID blocking, and I have that on both sides. Moving on to tools, minus this little pen, which it's always good to carry a good quality pen. We of course have the Leatherman Skeletool. It's been a classic. It's I've had this one for quite some time now, and it's definitely been a joy to carry. It's always handy to have some pliers, a bottle opener, screwdriver, and then of course a pocket clip and outdoor blade that, not outdoor, but blade on the exterior that you can access without having to open and disassemble the tool, basically. Really big fan of that, which is why I ended up picking up the Leatherman Wave Plus. I wanted something that was a little bit more substantial and had replaceable cutting blades in the pliers, as well as a few more tool options. I had to order the pocket clip separate, but that's also been very nice. And it still has blades accessible from the outside, as well as saw, file, and a few other tools. So the Leatherman Wave has been a joy to carry. This Skeletool is probably about $50-$60. And the Wave here usually retails for about $100, but I got lucky and purchased a second one for about $65 for another project I'm working on. Along with tools, I have the Lighter Bro Pro, I believe. So this carries a Bic lighter, my primary, fire starting device. It also has some measurements right here on the side, some different wrenches for butterfly wrenches and things like that. It's got just a small pair of scissors for hygiene or small things. It's got a screwdriver for sunglasses or whatever, or prescription glasses if you still wear those, and then, a little razor blade. It's just kind of nice. I already carry a lighter, so it's kind of nice just to have something that, has multi-function to it. And we got the key bar. This holds basically my office and home keys, as well as a 64 gigabyte USB flash drive on there. I generally keep it in case I have to download something or take something from work to home or home to work, whatever, and it's in digital format. And not so much a tool, but kind of jewelry / tool. I'm not a big jewelry guy, but this is a Viking pendant from Wazoo Survival. And Wazoo makes some pretty good stuff. They're also a Texas company, so, I'm all for that. It's got a leather adjustable neck strap, and then this stone is really where it's at. This is an Arkansas soft stone, so you can use this to sharpen blades, fish hooks. It's got different angles and stuff, and on the back it's flat. It's just a very handy little thing to do. You can sit there and sharpen up any blades you might be carrying. It just comes in handy, and it looks pretty good. So it doesn't draw a lot of attention. It's not flashy. It doesn't look expensive, and I think this one was about $40. But yeah, overall I really like wearing this. It's kind of classy and functional. Kind of sticking with jewelry, I also have my Leatherman Tread. The Leatherman Tread is not as functional as a dedicated multi-tool, but this is TSA approved, so you can wear this on an airplane into an airport. That's kind of, better than nothing, really. I've used this a lot on my travels, and I've actually had to use it to repair my luggage whenever a wheel fell off in the airport, and then, just tightening things down. It comes in handy more often than you think. But it is a little bit heavy, so it's not for everybody. And this is the lightweight version. This is the LT, and it's still pretty heavy, but it's got a bottle opener. It's got a 1/4-inch socket drive. It's got, when it comes in the box, I think it has 29 tools, but I had to take, I think, 2 links off for it to really fit my wrist just right, so you will lose some functionality. This retails for about $170, which is pretty high, but it's pretty unique. and I really like it. It's a great conversation piece, and it's also functional as well as fashionable for, you know, most men and women. Keys. Yep, just regular keys. Jeep Wrangler, you know, handcuff key. A little Swiss Army knife I won in an auction for something. It's always good to have some extra blades or whatnot. This one's also got some scissors. And then this is a Streamlight keymate. This is really handy. It's fairly bright. I forget how many lumens exactly, but it's got 2 different brightness levels and then kind of a flashing function. It's waterproof and rechargeable through micro USB. And it's kind of nice when you're trying to find that keyhole, or you drop some shit and you don't want to pull out your flashlight, or you don't have your flashlight. You generally have your car keys. Yep, just a couple little fun things on there. Pretty handy to carry around, and, you know, it's always good to have nearby. Guns. Nothing much has changed on this. I still carry my Generation 4 Glock 19 in 9mm. I carry a spare magazine in the sidecar holster. I know a lot of people are not a big fan. I am going to be changing this holster out pretty soon. I kind of want to try another one out, but this has kind of been my go-to. I just throw it on, and it's good to go. One thing that it will be changing is these will be replaced with metal night sights versus just the standard plastic Glock sights. As far as ammunition, I'm still carrying the Hornady Critical Duty 135 grain plus Ps. Pretty effective. They're currently being carried by the FBI. I was carrying it before them, so yeah, you know, no big deal. The holster is a Burly Man Tactical. It's a sidecar. You can also find one very similar at T-Rex Arms. It's a very decent holster. I like the fact that I can carry a spare magazine in my holster with my gun, and it's in the front, so I can draw it left or right-handed, you know, and no issues there. It also allows me to get a positive grip on the pistol. It's cut out right here, so when you go to grab it, there's nothing, like, you're not like, okay, I gotta grab down here and then readjust my grip. None of that. And then on the pistol itself, I actually changed the barrel out so I can shoot non-jacketed ammunition. The back here has a Strike Industries end plate, so I can take it apart easier. Extended slide release, so I can take it apart easier. Extended slide stop, so I can, you know, manipulate this one-handed or with my support hand. And then a Zev aluminum mag release, just because I like that. And then just a stainless steel extractor, because, you know, a little flare on there. So one thing I didn't talk about in my last video was shoes, right? So I generally wear original SWAT Metro boots, and these are the waterproof version, and they're okay in the summer. Yeah, you will sweat more in these in the summer, but to me that's a small price to pay for comfort and functionality. These are probably some of the more comfortable boots I've ever worn. I generally get the Dr. Scholl's inserts for those, and it makes a whole world of difference. As you can see, they're in there right now, and they're probably worn out. But I wear these boots at least 6 times a week. And if I'm not wearing these, you know, I'm usually at home in my slippers. But in the shoelaces here, I have another handcuff key, just kind of, that's usually tucked in behind here. You don't normally see that. This is my left boot. On the right, I have a Cold Steel push dagger, or the SafeMaker 2, I believe. This was in my Blades video. Yeah, the SafeMaker 2 push dagger. And then on here, instead of a handcuff key, I have a ferro rod toggle that's just kind of woven in there. So I have fire making capabilities already in my shoes, you know, if I'm not carrying something already. It's good to have a little bit of redundancy, especially if it adds next to no weight and you don't notice any different. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. This is also more for travel, but I still do it as well, is inside the sole of the shoe, or like underneath the inserts, I generally tuck in $100. Generally, I would use 20s, but I haven't been able to go to the bank and break this one yet. But this sits underneath my Dr. Scholl's insert, kind of right at the arch of my foot. I don't even notice it's there, and neither does anybody who's robbing me. So basically, if I'm getting robbed or whatever, and they manage to get away alive with my wallet, then I still have a little bit of cash on me. And, you know, I know a lot of places can't break 100, but hey, it's still better than absolutely nothing. And that's something I usually keep in there. And sometimes in the other shoe, depending on where I'm at, I will tape a razor blade inside the sole underneath the insert. That way I still have some kind of blade or something if it's taken from me. And that's something you got to keep in mind if you're going to go to an airport. You got to take that stuff out, at least the blades and whatnot, because if not, that's going to draw a lot of attention to you. And it's going to be a lot of unwanted attention. Anyway, guys, that's kind of just what has been going on with my EDC lately. Let me know down in the comments what you carry. What are some things that you would add? How would you augment mine? What would you change? And, you know, just go ahead and leave your opinion down below. I really appreciate you joining me in today's video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. I've been trying to grow this channel, and it's been growing pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. So stay safe out there, guys. Have fun. Let me know what you have down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.